So quick intro for anybody who is just joining us. This is game 2 of, it's actually a first round game in the Omega Captain's Draft Invitational. Oh, I need to switch that over to, let's go for the game because it's set for Captain's mode. Right, yeah, so it's game 2 in the Wave.NA team against RageTrain matchup. Wave.NA, so proud, managed to pull off a victory in game 1, but I think me and Meta have both been saying very, very plausible for RageTrain to turn this around in game 2. They've got a better impression of what NA are capable of, and they'll be looking for blood, I think. And I'm joined by Metamorphosis and by Vengeance, who'll be doing stats. Hey guys.
Hello.
He said hopefully Vengeance might not have a mic, which might be why he's doing stats. But anyway, thank you very much, Vengeance. Don't forget that Vengeance is here, everyone. He's a valued member of the team. And yeah, checking out the Wave.NA squad. They seem to be taking out a lot of the kind of swift early game kill stuff, which I really like. Because, I mean, I don't know whether RageTrain play Bloodseeker or Viper, but having seen their playstyle game 1, I'm really thinking that it would be quite bad to let them get their hands on those heroes.
Yeah, I mean, those heroes, high early damage game output, very mobile heroes, ganking, you can play them off lane, you can play them mid, you can play them safe lane, so they're very problematic, and we saw, like, the last ban, a respect ban towards the Wave North America, with the Elder Titan compared to the last game when they allowed him to go through. So I'm guessing that's a bit of a target ban there.
I was actually going to say, because we were mentioning early game, the Elder Titan was, and this is something I'd tell Shadowman to his face, like, he did need to work on getting the farm a little bit better. But what I didn't say, and I wish I had, because it would have been such a good I told you so thing, was I know that they've, I think anyway, that their practice with the Elder Titan has been more on making sure they can line up those ults. I don't know how often they've like really concentrated on teaching, you know, and learning how to get the last hits. And I do think they get the edge of this first pick. I mean, Treant Protector for sure, decent person, but Brewmaster, I mean, it's a hard hero to play right, but massive in the meta right now. It was something like a 93% pick or ban rate at TI4 until quite a late phase in Pursuit. I'm going to go look that up.
With the Brewmaster as well, you can run him in any lane. You can run him off lane and mid or farm carry. But the biggest question with him, I mean, he's hard to kill as well when he asks, can you micro him or not? Because that's the difference between being able to get a kill with him and not being able to do much, basically.
I mean, it's certainly an awful lot of heals coming out from RageTrain. They've got the Treant, they've got the Dazzle, Timbersaw already incredibly tanky with reactive armor. They're going to be very, very hard to kill early on either of the side lanes, just based on those 3 picks. So we're probably talking Timber off lane, would you expect? I mean, he can be played mid. They could be going aggro try, actually, with a Dazzle in a tree. Doubt it, but could be.
Timber is fine by himself. You could just put the armor on him coming out from the Treant, and he should be living armor, and he should be fine, especially with reactive armor. And if he puts 2 points in Timber Chain to be able to kind of be a bit more mobile and get away. Once he hits level 3, Timber is generally hard to kill, because if he has 2 points in that Timber Chain, he'll be able to get away from almost every situation effectively.
Oh, I was hoping they wouldn't do that. I was going to say, I think what NA really needed to do there was pick up Tiny, so that RageTrain can't, because Tiny plus Treant plus Dazzle would be basically unkillable for a lot of the mid game. Not sure if it's what RageTrain are going for though, but I mean, like, I honestly think carry Tiny would be the way to go here.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is they have a nice ult in the Treant Protector. They have a nice defensive kind of heals coming out for all defensive and offensive, but he's very much not a stun support, so it's going to be a lot harder to gank with him. Night Stalker and Drow Ranger, well, that's interesting. I didn't expect a Drow Ranger pick.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I think they really need that Tiny. So I'm assuming Night Stalker mid, and they're going to farm carry the Drow. But I mean, they've got a heavy melee team. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I got to be honest.
The Wave team is with Grandmaster. If you
one moment, Meta. Sorry, we're going to get a bit of audio lag as people pick their heroes. Just Okay, try now.
Yeah,
There we go.
once the Ursa and the Brewmaster grab their blink daggers, they'll be able to cover that distance between or between them and the Drow Ranger very, very quickly. And, you know, Ursa, I mean, what can you say about Ursa? Just the damage output and the stacks that she can have on you from Fury swipes is absolutely huge.
And I just Treant and Dazzle protecting a Drow is all about not having her die rather than kind of getting kills. I'm not a fan, as I may have mentioned.
I think they're going to be Drow mid and Night Stalker. I mean,
You think?
SEAL Team Bacon tends to be the mid, so yeah. So Night Stalker is going to take mid.
Do you want to introduce RageTrain?
Yeah, I'll introduce RageTrain. We have on the Treant Protector, we have Hyena. On the Timbersaw, we have Chibi. SEAL Team Bacon on the Night Stalker going mid. Bruce Lee on the Dazzle. And Pancakes, who's traditionally their offlaner on the Drow Ranger.
Traditionally, they're offlaner after one game, or have you been profile stalking people? Tradition, I like it.
After one game.
I like it.
Traditionally from the games that I've used.
We know and we love them. The Wave.NA squad, we've got Noel rocking out on a Brewmaster mid. I was hoping that's where they'd be laning him. Ursa being played by Littlefoot did a beautiful job on the anti-mage last time, so I'm looking forward to seeing his safe lane Ursa. Then we have going offlane Razor for Shadowman. That could be a little bit tricky, but all the best to him. Icon Scooter heading on the top lane, and finally we've got XXPDXX, whose name is actually just PT, on the Lion. And looks like we'll be seeing some immortal item hexes. Looking forward to that.
I really don't. I mean. I'm apprehensive about RTN's laning phase. I mean, why would you have the Dazzle, Drow, and Treant in the same lane? It's just...
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Drow's a hard carry. But she doesn't need that much protection.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, I mean, Razor, having the Razor in the offlane, that can be very problematic because he doesn't have an escape, so he could get ganked quite easily. Having said that, if they don't manage... Oh, he needed one more right click to get the gold there. I think that was a bit of a mistake, Shadowman. Yeah, they're going to deny the obs. That's a bad decision. You just lost vision in your lane when you could have just kept the support there for a while and forced the Razor out of lane again. That's not right. Unfortunately, it seems like all of these games are getting bad camps on the Radiant pull camp. It's the tricky one, you know, with the range and the weird walking times. Ugh. Yeah. Chibi's got a really nice Timbersaw set. They're doing a really, really nice job of phasing out the Razor. And again, Razor doesn't have any escape. He's not tanky enough to take a lot of the damage that's going to be coming out of that tri-lane. And Dazzle doing so much damage early game. As a tri-lane, it's not a good tri-lane to run. I don't know what they're planning to do with it. If they had a single stun, they would have got a kill on Razor by now, guaranteed. Yeah. I call hacks. No, don't obviously call hacks. At the same time, Wave looks like they're going on the top lane, and Timber Chain is interrupted by Hex. That is a key play. Very, very short cooldown. And there's the Earth Spike. It's going to be first blood. Yes! That was... Okay, I gotta say, he might earn my man of the match for that, for the whole game, no matter what else happens. Did you see that Hex from PT? Yeah. Mid Timber Chain. Oh, good job, bro. Absolutely brilliant. He did the right thing as well by leveling Hex rather than going mana drain. Obviously, he's run out of mana by now, but soon enough, he'll get level 3. He'll be able to recover a lot of the mana that's kind of... he's lost due to that, and it was a really, really nice heal as well. And like, all respect for Littlefoot for leveling up Earthshock as well to allow his supports to catch up rather than going overpower. So I think both could have worked, right? Well. I mean, They both
Oh.
could have worked, yeah, but I mean,
But this one
you
did.
know,
So good call.
this one
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Oh, and Chibi doing a nice job of last hitting under the tower with the range creep math. A little bit of range creep math. Bit of a
And
black
also, if you look at sorry to
Ginormosaur.
interrupt.
.com
If
apparently.
you look at it this way, I mean,
Oh,
RTN
and a
are
D
just
ward
pushing out the
immediately.
lanes.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, RTN are just pushing out the lanes. They haven't tried to stack or to pull their camps whatsoever, which means that the Razor can just stand there, grab the XP, and not worry about much.
What's going on with this camera?
While on the other hand, the Wave are actually doing creep, well, at least pulling the stack whenever they get the chance to, denying that essential XP to the Timber and lane, and you know, giving some farm towards the supports as well.
It's going to be interesting. Like I'm surprised Razor hasn't died, but then again, when I think about the fact they have no stuns, I'm not as surprised.
And also, look at how close he is to his tower.
It's exactly where he
He's
needs to
just
be.
happy, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee's also taking quite a lot of harass. I mean, I do respect the Dazzle who tries to just, you know, go in and get right clicks early game because he's amazing at that.
Yeah, but I mean, every time, I mean, the thing is, it's not the question of him doing the right clicks. He's healing.
Oh, Night Stalker finishing off Scooter and Littlefoot. I'm so sorry I missed that kill. He's going for Lion as well. Gets a nice stun off. Has the Hex, but just needs to run the hell away. Oh, there's going to be some tower shots coming down though. It's enough to see him out. But beautiful rotation there from SEAL Team Bacon. Absolutely choice. Nolo is going to be taking advantage of that mid, of course. He is already leading on last hits, but not by much. And actually, at the 4-minute mark, pretty much everybody in the game should be doing better at last hitting right now than they currently are. Nighttime now trying to gank on mid, not trying to gank on mid.
Yeah, he's simply harassing SEAL Team Bacon out of the way. He's harassing No out of the way. A big part of it as well, I mean, like, the Wave won't be able to push towers unless they were 5 manning, because you have living armor coming out of the treant, which means that you won't be able to do chip damage towards the towers because they'll just get healed up immediately. They're gonna have to 5-man commit to be able to take any towers down.
Yeah, I'm seeing that as well. And the pings are coming out. They want to go on Shadow, who is inexcusably far down the lane. Now, I think if they can just keep up the orb walk from Drow, but no, she's been creep blocked by Bruce Lee. That's lost in the kill. Yeah, Pancake's being that out justifiably. Without any stuns, the only way they were going to get that was with Drow keeping up a nice orb walk with the frost arrows, and she was doing a good job of it, but couldn't walk through Dazzle.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And a big part of it is once, I don't know whether you noticed that earlier, when Bruce Lee is harassing Shadow Man, he's healing himself not by using his tangos, but by using Shallow Wave, which, not surprisingly, pushes out the wave towards Shadow Man so he can sit closer to his tower and be able to farm safely.
It's not an ideal situation, that's for sure. Ursa climbing up to the top of the last hit chart though. That I think is going to be the kind of thing that dictates how this early game goes. The fact that Drow's doing fine, but Ursa and Brew. Actually, no. You know what? I'm calling this way too early. I'm calling this way too early. It's very, very even according to farm right now. Actually.
You have to remember, Night Stalker with a single DD rune on the first night who rotated and managed to get 2 kills. So that's a very, very key thing to him. And it's, what time is it? It's 2 AM. It's a nice time to rotate and to grab a kill if you wanted to.
2 AM. You've got a very accurate way of reading that clock. I don't think about it quite the same way. Shadowman being ridiculously aggressive. Timbersaw just finishing off line up on top lane. We missed that one. But again, the orb walk just isn't there. They need to get this. Oh, and here we come. The primal split. The stun comes down on Dazzle. He must have Shadowgrave. So I think going much further than this is going to be very risky for when that work runs out, which is going to be basically now. They do have rotations coming in as well. The Venomancer, Icon, Scooter looking to pick off Hyena, but they're not going to get kills here, which is unfortunate. Razor managing to make it out though. which is very useful. But I mean, RTN didn't have to rotate anything there, so this is going to be a lot of space created for them.
They should be winning that lane outright, which they're not doing at the moment. So it was a nice rotation. They saved their off lane of the Razor. They got a couple losses. Farm, he's back in lane, and the lanes will rotate back to normally how they are.
Well, we've actually got Shadowman coming down onto the bot lane. I'm not sure whether they're just looking to push here or whether they're looking to aggressively get kills.
I mean, a big part of it is Shadowman does have his ult at the moment, does have 3 points in plasma field, and that pushes out the wave massively.
Yeah.
So, you know,
he's looking to get a plasma field off now.
They're able to...
Gets all 3 heroes. That was well played. Null taking a bit of unnecessary tower harass. Meanwhile, Chibi up on the top lane, putting out pings. Not entirely sure why. But yeah, we are giving Nightstalker totally free farm mid during the daytime, and that's kind of the time you've got to try and shut him down. If he can free farm during the day and then just run off at night, that's not good. Shadowman getting a lot of damage down with Plasma Field. Hopefully going to be seeing them.
Yeah, it seems that Wave are committing to this bot tower with 3 heroes.
Yeah, they got Veno wards. I mean, they got some push here, but RageTrain are doing a great job of just pulling the wave back behind the tower every time, dealing with it there. And the wards aren't enough to deal with that. Nightstalker with Invis. Oh, that ward is going to do nothing. Oh, this is a dead Razor. This must be a dead Razor. The silence goes down. He's healed again. What, the slow Razor's going to make it out. Null has primal split again. And then we've got a 4-man rotation down from RageTrain. I honestly think Null shouldn't try and get kills here. Should at least be microing the Earth Spirit away. But that was so close for RageTrain. Did you think Razor was going to get out of there? Did you think he had any chance at all?
No, I thought he was going to go down. I thought it just one more right click and he honestly would have died. It would have been that simple.
That was so close.
RageTrain are getting really close to grabbing these ganks. I think having said that, considering how defensive their lineup is with the Dazzle on the Treant, SEAL Team Bacon should be more focused on trying to get the Ursa down, because she's a much easier target. She's a lot more vulnerable now that she doesn't have as many people babysitting her as she was.
Just a quick shout out there. Oh, we've actually got an attempted rush coming out from Wave.NA. I think it might be a little bit ambitious. They don't have the salves.
I think they can do it.
They might be able to do it.
If they get noticed, it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, that's kind of going to be key here. It's always so stressful going as an Ursa up against Roche, in my opinion. Like, one of the most stressful parts of the game, because it's so hard to calculate whether or not you're going to die. Easy grab on the Roche though, and that's going to be very, very useful for them. PT dealing with a Timbersaw top. The end.
That secured a couple levels for her and a couple levels for the Venomancer, which is really, really nice. So
no, looking to gank mids. Pings out Nightstalker, who is low. There goes the haze. It's nighttime now. Plasma field almost enough to kill him. I think they're going to have to settle for pushing the tower here. Settle for pushing the tower and forcing out that ult, which does have a terrifyingly long cooldown.
Radiant's middle tower is under siege. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. This should be interesting.
Rotation mid coming in from the Dazzle.
Dire's bottom tower.
Defensive rotation. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to turn this into kill potential. Although, is that nighttime coming up soon? I think.
I mean, considering the fact that they have the Aegis at the moment, they might as well consider a 5-man push strategy.
Oh, and Timbersaw does finish up by him.
Yeah, because, I mean, at the moment, you're letting the Drow free farm and you're letting the Timber free farm, and that's just not a good idea.
Going hard on Shadowman on mid, but Brewmaster's going to be coming in with a full mana. He'll have primal split.
Bottom is missing.
There's the stomp. Not even going to try and get away with this without wasting primal split. Think that was a bit too greedy though. Shadowman needs to get out of this tower aggro. He's going to fall, and the kill goes to Dazzle. That's 5-1. RageTrain doing a wonderful job. As of 6.81, Drow has proven to be a good counter against Razor. Wonderful job, Engines! Thank you. I was saying to him, I know there's a way to make stats pop up, but I, being a stupid maincaster, have absolutely no idea how to do it. But,
we're not tech savvy.
thank you. Thank you very much, Vengeance. I'll grow out my old man beard a little bit more. Oh, you kids with your things. And there's a nighttime. Delayed a little bit by Nightstalker ults. No being so aggressive mid, they're setting up for a gank on him, but they don't have ganking supports.
This is a very, very bad decision that Wave are doing. You're giving the Timber free farm in the off lane, and you're giving Drow free farm in the safe lane. And Drow can take towers down very, very quickly. If you're going to do a rotation, you either gank or you take a tower. You can't really give people like a Drow Ranger any farm whatsoever, because she can spiral out of control very, very quickly.
Like, I really think that they might be a little bit afraid after the last game, where, you know, they by the end of the game it must have been getting to the stage of being fairly traumatic, but it's really working in their favor because they're being more cautious this time. They're concentrating more on securing the farm before they go for anything large. Ursa's only got 3 minutes left on that Aegis. That's kind of, I think, what Wave's plan should be now. Probably on bot lane, go down, smoke. They were doing some beautiful smokes last game. Haven't seen one yet this time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that.
Oh, going on null. He's silenced. And the knight is popped again by Nightstalker just to escape, and I'm not entirely sure it was even needed there.
Yeah, I'm hoping that once they kind of start securing the Blink Dagger on the Ursa, and the Brewmaster Blink is on its way at the moment as well, they'll be able to be a little bit more aggressive with the heroes that they have, and, you know, be able to produce more. Because so far, they are steadily but surely losing the game.
Wow, Chibi again, I think that's a murder spree just off the line as well. And I'm not in favor of what Wave.NA are trying to do, because they seem to want to kind of go up to a tower, damage it a little bit, and then they switch lanes. And that, like, there's one hero that you cannot do that against, and that's Treant, because he'll just heal it up.
Yeah, the chip damage is just not going to work in this situation.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
I think RageTrain have missed a couple of kills which they could have got, but generally very impressed by their play. And yeah, RN18, that
very great. Sorry, I was saying it's a very good decision from Mike and Scooter that you can see here, of just kind of making sure that they have clear high ground vision by placing his plague walls there, so the wave is always going to be pushed in.
Yep.
And eventually, surely.
Oh, and here we go. Nice rotation out from NA as they try and go on these two heroes pushing top. I don't think they're going to get the Timbersaw. Oh, they might if they can get a primal split stun, but he can't just. Yeah, there we go. Primal split. Throw the stun. Oh, here comes Nightstalker though. Beautiful. I want to say. I think he would have. Oh, and gee, this is just so tense. Chibi now given so much time to heal up. Nightstalker taking a lot of damage to the face. The Aegis is popped, and actually Shadowman gonna go down. They have done not very well in this attempted gank. The rotations from RageTrain just absolutely perfect. That said, Lion manages to pick off the Nightstalker. Ursa now Fury swiping away at Tree, and that actually makes it a 2 for 2. The bigger losses were definitely for Wave. They also had the Aegis pop. That was beautifully played by RTN. It's late, guys. Please excuse me for that moment of just what is going on here.
Yeah, I mean, again, you need to be really careful when you're initiating against the Dazzle, because he will shallow wave, he will shallow grave his team.
Oh, but there we go. He does have the blink up. Littlefoot's here. He's going to get the damage down on duration. No chance to even get any kind of shallow grave off there. Beautiful play.
Yeah. As I mentioned, I'm guessing this is what the Wave are waiting for, is those blink daggers before they start pushing, to be able to kind of secure the ability to kind of cover the range and cover the distance between them and RTN.
Oh, the fight started. Shadowman in real trouble, kind of abandoned by the team here as Ursa blinks away. I don't think they're looking to re-engage. If they are, this is the worst time to do it because they've just finished killing Razor. PD needs to get out here with a key stun. There it is, hits all three. Littlefoot does have time now to get some damage on, but he doesn't have overpower.
Overpower.
Oh, he does have overpower. That would have been huge. Yeah, that would have been a definite kill there on the GB. All he needed was to attack a couple more times.
Radiant's middle tower is under siege. Radiant has
Noel taking advantage of the space. Pancake coming up behind him though. And he's going to blink out. Mid tower almost down there for Wave. Drow Ranger pokes her face out. Noel backing, I think wisely, backing out. Let alone the fact that we've got Night Stalker looping around. Yep, they're going to go for Noel. It's nighttime, he knows. Blinks out. Beautiful. And that's a wasted ult from Night Stalker. My gosh. The tension. I'm really actually... This is probably the most invested in a Dota game I've been in quite a long time. And it's TI4 season. Like... Go for it, NA team. I believe in you. You're now the underdogs even though you're one game ahead. Somehow.
It's an exciting match, yes. And like... it could swing either way very, very quickly. It's one of those dangerous matches that could... GB
going in hard on top, but Littlefoot ready for the blink. He's got overpower this time and a stun lock from Lion. He's looking for more though. His blink will be off cooldown in 3 seconds. Yep. RageTrain wisely getting out of there. And that was actually a dominating streak, so that's 549 gold going out for Ursa. That's huge. Let me have a quick look at the gold graph. That's half the lead that RTN had gone in that one kill. In fact, it might not even have updated yet. Go Wave. I mean, the one thing I think you can definitely say is, despite the fact that Drow having lots and lots of nasty damage stuff, Wave have the late game here, and they're not being totally crushed early. You don't think?
Yes, I mean, like, yeah, definitely. I mean, with things like the Razor, which you can build into the Aghanims, Brewmaster, which can also Ags, and, you know, especially the Ursa as well, they definitely have the late game against, but I mean, like, if you build Drow correctly, Drow can get really, really scary, and then, you know, Pancakes,
oh no, what are you doing, buddy? He should have been way back. He just fed them that kill. He had to know that they were ready to do something. And I mean, yeah, I can see your point. Drow's only problem is the squishiness, that she's got living armor and shallow grave. So, and that's true even at late game.
Yeah. And you have frontline heroes like the Timber, who's going to kind of bob and weave all around.
Oh, there we go. The blink onto the Night Stalker. This is huge. They knew he was coming. Overpower was done way in advance there. Oh, the stun catches him, and that's a kill for Lion. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. Yep, good point. We're going straight for the basher here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under siege.
It's a good call.
Yeah, I, mean,
I think. I mean, when you've got that much attack speed.
Yeah, I mean, his decision so far is actually paying off.
Yeah.
All he's grabbed is a Morbid Mask, and he saved all that gold. He grabbed quite a quick Blink Dagger. He secured Rush very early on, and now it's kind of paying dividends for him. So
Speaking
far.
of, Rush is actually back up.
Having said that, RTN Pancakes on the Drow Ranger. I don't think she should have gone Shadowblade, because you're not ganking, you're farming. I haven't seen her in a single situation where she needed to invis in or invis out.
And I mean, that's it.
You just stack damage and you push towers down.
Good job, Scoots. Yeah, and I mean, like, you can't really use, like, okay, well, once you get to any kind of quality game, you can't use Shadowblade for escape. You can't. It's impossible. It's an initiation item, because they'll have dust, and get used to that. But Drow isn't someone you really want to initiate. Like, it just doesn't work. And they're going for another deny here on bot, rather than healing it up with a tree. Normally I'd be in favor of that, and that's the way I play it as well, but in this situation... Oh no, they are healing it up, good. I was going to say, it's a very key tower for access to Roche, being able to TP in there. And PT getting a kill on Timbersaw. Good job, buddy. Good job.
What would the Drow? Who would the Drow initiate on? Will she initiate on the Razor, who can static link her and steal? How much damage is it? 28 damage per second for 8 seconds. Is
Well-
she gonna initiate on the Ursa with Fury Swipe and a Basher, a completed Basher at the moment?
Well, I
Is
think
she gonna initiate
Radiant's bottom
into
tower is being
the
attacked.
Brewmaster, who is
she. No.
on 1,300 health?
So I mean, she can initiate in on the Veno. That's definitely open to her. Once, if she's doing it right with silence and she has enough damage, she can initiate on the Lion, maybe even the Ursa. But I don't think that's how they're playing her. That's like a mid-drow build. That's where you're the one who needs to be going out there looking for the crazy pickoffs,
Yeah.
and then you do damage late. But she's a hard carry drow. She needs to just be building up for damage for when they know there's a fight coming and they're pushing towers. She needs crits or something, or mom. Oh, she has crits. Well, that's good. And Scooter's going to feel those crits right here. Oh, but a beautiful blinking from Littlefoot. He's just Ursaing down the Night Stalker there. Wants to take advantage of those Fury Swipes. He does have Basher, but it looks like he's losing the man fight. Goes down. Chibi running away from the Primal Split here. Going to be able to get an easy Timber Chain out. And this is 3 heroes down for Wave. Primal Split almost over. He needs to get that Earth Spirit out of there. The rest of them they can play with a little bit more, but Chibi nicely anticipating what he was going to do there. Timber Chains up, not to where he is, but where he's going to be, and gets a nice pick off. Beautiful play from them.
Unlike
Another excellent point. I mean, 22-minute average. I mean, I'm not very good on Timber, so I'd love to be able to say 22 minutes is my average, rather than losing is my average, or never getting them is my average. Stop laughing, Meta. You're mean.
yeah, I mean he's behind, but
Right now, he should be saying to Drow, give me 2 of these last hits, because that's all he needs.
I think what's the biggest problem at the moment is, unlike the last game when we saw Shadowman on the Elder Titan playing some really beautiful key splitters and everything like that, in this game his presence has been utterly passive.
Oh, they're initiating in now up on the top lane. I think Wave could chase us a little bit more. They don't want to, though. Ursa wants to blink into Roche, I'm assuming. Yep. Trying to be very, very sneaky about it, which I think is wise, especially given this push coming on mid. Actually, no, gonna go for the mid fight, I think. Nope, blinking into Roche. Here we go. And I mean, these Aegises are gonna be... What's the plural of Aegis, Meta?
Aegis is
A-
IG?
Radiant's bottom tower
Is
is
it like
being attacked.
octopus and octopi?
We've had that conversation before. The plural of octopus is
Or
octopodes.
Aegises?
Radiant's bottom tower is
It's Greek!
under
Meta Greek! Anyway,
siege.
that's a ridiculous conversation. Ursa takes the Roshan. Got another Aegis on him. Like, okay, the plural of Aegis is 1 Aegis and 1 more Aegis from now on. That's the rule. Because Aegis is silly. Could be like cannon.
How about
Plural could be
HI?
cannon. I'm gonna look this up. But not right now. Big lineups on the mid.
We'll ask our brilliant stat man, who we haven't mentioned since the game started.
Go to Wikipedia and look up whether the word Aegis has a Greek or Latin root, so we can work out what the plural is. I think that might be asking a bit much. A lot of early pops coming out from RTN there. We had the Shadowblade on the Drow. We had the Night Stalker Nighttime, and nothing came of it really. I think they need to be a little bit smarter on time in situations like this. Chibi wants to be the one to initiate. I mean, they are 5-on-4 right now. We need Ursa here as soon as possible. Wave, if they can hold out till Ursa gets here, they can fight. If they can't, they can't. Scooter popping his ults. Reasons?
There we go.
I'm sure there were
Nice
reasons.
vengeance, now we know the plural of Aegis.
Aegises or
Aegises
Aegides? Yay! Thank you, Vengeance.
Thank you.
We're being really mean. We're meant to ask things like how many times is... Oh, here we go. They're initiating in on Chibi. Oh, the damage off that Ursa is just huge. A nice, like, multi-man push comes out from the Drow, but then she tries to right-click rather than running the hell away. So she's on half health. Didn't manage to get a kill. And now Slow comes down on Night Stalker and the bashes. This is why this was a good investment. So much escape on the RTN team, but yeah.
Yeah, and like,
But yeah,
you know,
when you get
there's one
bashed
key
like
thing
20
that
times a
could-
second, good night.
There is one key thing that would have turned that team fight,
Radiant
and
has
you know what was
fortified
that?
its structures.
I do not.
It was It was the Dazzle, who was in a completely different lane,
Radiant's
farming
middle
by
tower
himself.
is under attack.
That's
rather than
unfortunate.
being there, making sure to protect his team.
Yeah, I mean, if all of that, if he'd shallow graved the Timber just before death, wasting all of that damage that the Ursa had built up, that could have been huge. Littlefoot keeps going. He's going to need a heal though. They need to get a mech out or something. If that Chakram is called back, it'll kill him. There we go. But the Aegis is popped. Dust is down as well, so Pancakes is in real trouble this time. Not going to be able to Shadow Blade away. Kill taken by Noel, I think. Nope, Venomancer.
Yeah, I mean, the Razor
Chibi now finished off as well, and that's
168 damage.
in honor of Ninja Fox. We got to say this. Ta-ta-ta team wipe! And more than a team wipe, no, the Treant ult manages to save Night Stalker. But no, it doesn't, as the blink comes out from Littlefoot again. Beautiful play. And they're snowballing. They know how to snowball now. Like, if once you get that by the throat, if they keep TPing him one at a time, you keep killing them one at a time.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of it is those blink daggers on both Noel and Littlefoot made a huge difference.
Yep. Oh, and again, Hyena gets picked off at the bottom of the screen. Man.
It's huge. The damage output from Fury Swipes, Overpower, plus the Basher, and being able to cover that distance with a blink.
Yeah, have a look at the XP in the gold graph. Like, Wave are now about... Okay, they've got twice as much of an XP lead as RTN had at the max, and about 3 times that on gold.
They were 3,000. They were 3,000 XP behind, and now they're around 7,500 up.
Yeah.
And same thing with the gold graph. It was a very similar story with the gold graph, and Littlefoot doing a really great job on kind of diving those towers, knowing when to dive, and securing those kills with Fury Swipe and Overpower, and it's again. It was a really bad execution from RTN, not having the Dazzle at the tier 1 mid to help defend or protect the Timber.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I thought there was going to be action.
Yeah, and then arriving late to the other team fight, and basically not realizing that the two carries had blink daggers.
Yeah, I mean they were kind of toying with the beast a little bit there. They spent so much time at mid that it should have been fairly clear that Wave were all going to group up there. And that's fine, and you can rotate people out after that, because you forced all their team to rotate, you can waste their time, but if you're going to do that and start rotating people out, especially Dazzle, everybody else in the lane has to start playing really carefully. And that Timbersaw should not have been on the high ground without all of them there. But yeah, you're right, Dazzle probably should just have stayed. Rotate out somebody else and pick up the farm.
Yeah, and like I can, as a support player, I appreciate that the Dazzle wants his mech, and that's what he's trying to farm for it. But his farm is really, I mean, he's building a pipe, which, I mean, why wouldn't you let the Treant build the pipe rather than you? You could have gone something like a medallion. It would have given the Treant a little bit more...
Oh, and another blink in from Littlefoot, this time on the Night Stalker. The bashes do so much damage. Plasma Field should be able to finish it off. There it is. And the Nighttime has popped as well. He's got to stop wasting that ult. It's costing so much. Because, I mean, he'll respawn, but again, they can't wait to initiate with it now for another... What's the cooldown at? 130 seconds. So this is a tier 1 down. Lots of pinging coming out from Night Stalker.
Pings coming out. He's frustrated, and you can understand why. He's seeing the rotations, and his team is playing passively. They're not doing much about it.
I mean, I don't think they would have been wise to try and defend that. Even without Lion, it's a 4v4.
Out of control now. She's going for a heart. Once she secures that, she becomes unkillable.
And she's only 1k gold off. If they can get a couple of kills here, it'll be half for the next team fight.
Yeah, and they can't get close.
Oh, and there we go. Nice. Another blink down on Chibi. And this Basher doing so much work catching out these slippery heroes on the RTN side. Noel's following right in. We haven't had Primal Split yet. The silence has come out from Drought. A lot of damage coming down from Noel from that source. Chased away by the Ursa. I think they need to back up here. They haven't even got the tier 2 down yet.
They need to back up. But you saw how much of a difference the Dazzle made in that team fight. He managed to save his teammate, secure minus armor and weave on the other team, and they were able to disengage there when it was necessary.
Yeah, and they almost got kills. Drow almost got some nice kills there.
Yeah. If the Dazzle wasn't there, then they would have definitely lost the Timber. They might have lost the Drow as well in that team fight. And I'm pretty sure they would have lost the Treant as well, because he would have just walked in and ult and got bashed.
Very true from Venge. It's yeah. I mean, I think the choice to sack it from them was good, and if they backed up like more behind the tier 3s, they could have avoided that. I don't think it was undefendable, but it would have required massive coordination and lots of people coming in at the same time. Because I mean, they could, especially if they did a buyback on Night Stalker. Don't know if that would have been possible, but they could have had a 5-on-4, or at least a 4-on-4 under your tower. But I mean, it would have been real hard, real hard. And toying with it kind of cost them. Just have a quick look at this Roche counter. If I'm reading that right, that's pretty much exactly on 8 minutes. That's one of the shortest Roches I've ever seen. Or is that... No, that's just... And then the red is indicating the extra time. Never mind. What's it going to be? About a minute and 10 seconds. Until we get our Roshan.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
Yeah, and a big part of the Treant pick is to be able to protect your tier 1s. Which... he's not able to do when you have that 5-man rotation because of the blinks.
Yeah.
You know, being able to blink and cover the distance and bash people is making a huge difference at the moment for Wave.NA. I keep thinking about North American rejects because that also
Wave.NAR, yeah. Oh no, Ursa, don't leave, Ursa, no! No! There he is! Roshan spawns at the worst possible time. Ursa picked up an Invis rune now, looking to munch down on this Drow, but she's also Invis. Invis versus Invis.
The Drow's going to try to farm the camp.
I think the Drow's looking for him. They spotted him out on that nicely placed ward. There it is. And Littlefoot, and Littlefoot, and
there are too many people. He should not engage.
No, he's got to go now because there's a fucking...
waiting for backup.
They're going to go on him. Boom! Bash, 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 bash! And that's a dead Night Stalker. That was absolutely huge. The whole team can come in now. Another blink from Ursa. This time on Chibi. The stun should be enough. Oh, stun and a nice finger of death there. But we do have Shadowgrave coming down on Timbersaw. He's going to be able to make it out alive. Definitely a full retreat coming out here from RTN. The dust is popped. Drow is visible, slowed, taking a lot of damage this time from Noel on the Brewmaster, who does manage to get the kill. Tree is dusted as well. The Invis won't save him here. Trying to juke around the trees, make his way back to the tier 3s. And he's going to get out, but that's... Yeah, position 1, position 2 lost now for RTN. Wave would be wise to push, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Actually, 15 seconds on the Night Stalker. Maybe they should go and secure the Roche. Woohoo! Ahead of the average. Good job, Littlefoot. Good job. And that just does so much with the ult. And that's a dead Dazzle. Just so much damage. Shadowman taking a lot of harass from towers. Chibi now in real trouble as some weird... Hex on Timbersaw as some weird graphical glitch. It's so strange. He keeps his helmet or something. And the mid tier 3 is down. We've got it. Wave.NA rushing on racks.
You can't even get close to this Ursa. You get close enough. She's literally gonna maul your face.
Yep.
Is it
very true.
Or he? Am I mistaken this again?
You picked this up from me. I was laughing at this to myself earlier. Like, Ursa has this line about den mothers, and I assumed... No, I think Ursa is male, but I like to imagine Ursa as female, as just like some pissed off, angry mama bear. So yeah, I don't mind if you call her she. I like the idea of Ursa as well.
But we wanna be politically correct to all.
Exactly. Ursa, I think Ursa to me is definitely a female character. Angry bear defending cubs, run the hell away.
Look at lovely Littlefoot leaving that one ancient
on like
just literally like 46
overpowers popped. He's looking for the blink. They need to be backing out of this quicker. He actually manages to get 2 of them in the Earth Slam this time. The stun comes down on the Night Stalker from Lion, which is very well played. SEAL Team Bacon finished off. Shallowgrave, that's why actually used that on himself, which he had to do or he would have died, but In fact, yeah, you can't really argue with that. There wouldn't have been. There was no situation where Nightstalker was going to get Shadow Grave there. Absolutely none. It was either use it on Dazzle,
Top tower is under
or Dazzle dies.
Radiant's top tower has been destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, just Littlefoot just spiraling completely out of control. This game is just so funny to watch. I mean, he literally 2 or 3 hits Dazzle to death.
I mean, I don't want to like. PT
has
has been sharp on the stuns. Like we've had a lot of good plays here.
I mean, the whole team has been playing amazingly. They were incredibly patient at the early game when they were behind. They waited
Scooter
till
going for the ancient stack.
Yeah, and they waited till they got their key items. They knew they were behind, and they started spiraling from there. And everyone's been doing a great job. Having said that,
Well, the early game tower push.
You see your farm carry.
Anyway. Ursa, quick job of Roche. No, quick job of Ancients, with a bit of help from the Veno. And this is one that RTN do seem to know about. Take out the Veno illusions, which is scouting. I don't think that was worth it for Drow. And Razor picking up the cheese. Third Roshan. They need to get out of here immediately. Chibi is not far enough away. Blind Blink. Oh, they do the Blind Blink, but it's in the wrong direction. That was a 50-50 chance, and they would have got 2 kills. Looks like they're already going to get 1. Hyena does not have a chance of making it out of that Hex. In the meantime, Chibi caught on the wrong side of the enemy lines. TP's back to base. Good call there. And they're going to be able to go 4-man defense. But with Aegis up on Ursa, Razor with cheese, this is going to be a tough one for them to win. In fact, that's going to be my my point in this fight. Does Razor get the cheese off? I'm watching you, Shadow Man.
I really think this is rack number 2 because
I don't think there's much they can do.
The Aghanims and the BKB, so he's quite tanky. He does a huge amount of damage to towers. They have the blink initiations. Brewmaster has the blink Aghanims, and he's also built Vlads as well. So they're getting a good amount of regen there. All their abilities on cooldown.
And a nice blink in comes out from Littlefoot. They're beating down this. Why they're still attacking this Timbersaw despite the fact he's Shallow Grave. That could have been done better. Scooter gets a beautiful ult off just before the silence. Tree dodging a lot of the damage though. That was actually from the water spirit or whatever, air spirit. But they do manage to get 2 key kills down, and this is going to be a second tower. And you're right, a second Rax. Do you call GG? Would you call GG here as captain of RageTrain?
I mean, like, considering the curve within the gold earned and the XP earned.
Yeah, good point there from Vengeance. It was all about the blink on the Roshan, on the Roshan, on the Ursa. Excuse me. So it looks like, yeah, RageTrain aren't calling it yet. They're just waiting for the Treant to come up. They're going to try one more big 5-man fight. They want the Treant lockdown, I would imagine.
Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
Ursa just waiting there, just standing.
Yeah, they got to do it quick. Chakram on Ursa is all very well, but that's your second tier 4 down. They don't have time. Ursa just blinks in and starts raging. Null comes in as well. There's the tree ult. Null actually drawing the aggro. But I mean, they're just buying time now for the creeps to finish off the Ancient. It's a legit thing to do. And then we should see an immediate blink out from Littlefoot. Good job. And that kept the whole team in base there now for long enough. Almost long enough for the Ancient to be finished. We do have a last minute fortify. But with all those wards, all those creeps, that's GG.
Yeah, there isn't much you can do that.
Yep, much love to Vengeance.
Yes, exactly. Our dear stats man giving us all the stats and the plural of Aegis as well as many other things.
Which I've now forgotten.
Lovely stat man, Vengeance from Wave Exile. We love you. Thank you so much for the stats during the game. It made a huge difference for us as well, and it stopped us from arguing about things as well. So that's absolutely brilliant.
Mostly. Yeah, and good job to both teams as well. Like, honestly, I think RTN almost had it so many times, especially in that second game. It was so close.
Yeah, RTN, I would have to say they played a brilliant game. Unfortunately, they couldn't press their advantage once they had it, and you know those very chance to kill kills that Ursa can get does turn the tide of the game, because I mean that's a big part of why you pick an Ursa. If you manage to secure Roche with Ursa, it becomes very problematic with the other team. But
Yeah.
I mean, they had amazing drafting even in the first game. They had amazing drafting in this game as well, and like potentially, I mean, from purely the draft's point of view in the first game, I thought they had it as well. We were discussing that during the break, so great job from them as well. But congratulations to Wave.NA.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job, guys. I'm sure they'll be bragging about this for the next week. I can guarantee it. Thanks a lot to you as well, Meta. It's been a lot of fun. And anybody watching on the stream, please do follow, or if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Love to do this as a living, and there'll be a lot more casts coming out with Wave guys, other guys, lots of amateur tournaments, and hoping to get into some slightly higher tier stuff as well, like the old JDL games. So yeah, it's goodbye from me. Meta, you still here? You want to say goodbye?
Yeah, I'll say goodbye as well, and thank you for having me as well on your stream today.
It's been a pleasure, man. Real pleasure. And yeah, GG's as well to everybody out there, and see you next time. Ciao.
And goodbye from Vengeance as well.
There we go. Goodbye from Vengeance.